Hello, teacher. We are going to talk about bilateral relations between Korea and Peru. Our members of our group are María de la Cruz, Cesar Sánchez, Milagros Santos, Álvaro del Río. History of bilateral relations. In the 90s, Peru decided to start exporting much more products to other countries and it opened its market to access with a lower cost raw materials, equipment, and technology for their companies to improve cost effectiveness. Although the system was okay, it did not get the best results. Peruvian exportations kept growing, but those preferences tended to disappear. To consolidate the entrance of their products to the market, Peru decided to sign trade agreements with the strongest commercial allies. The free trade agreement between Peru and Korea was subscribed on March 21, 2001, in Seoul, Korea, while Alan Garcia was president in Peru and Liu Myu-bang the president of South Korea. Furthermore, in Peru, the Minister of Foreign Trade was Eduardo Ferreiros, and Kim Hon-yoon in South Korea. Said agreement entered into force on August 1st, 2001. Due to this agreement, the business relationship between both countries is strengthened. Thus, it proposes a security instrument for South Korea and Peruvian investors that will stimulate more long-term future investments.
My name is Alexander Jesus Canales Ortiz, and I am going to talk about trade relations between Korea and Peru. During the last decade, there has been considerable increase of Peruvian exportations to South Korea. The shipment of national products such as asparagus, organic banana, coffee, cocoa, and among others has been well received in this Asian country. Likewise, the non-traditional products like seafood, copper waste, alpaca, llama, and so on had a major growth. Fortunately, there is a constant consumption of a high-quality fresh products that are not cheap in Korea. So, which is the reason why the incomes of Peruvian export are well optimized. According to the Micentur, South Korea is the sixth largest economy in Asia with an estimated GDP of 3% in 2011 and a per capita income of 27.539 US. Okay, according to the Sunat figures, in the 2011 to 2017 period, Peruvian export to this country grew at an average annual rate of 4%. And according to Joan Barrena, who is the counselor of the Commercial Office of Peru in Seoul, regarding non-traditional products, the positive export value will be a reflection of a largest of companies that have entered to export products such as nuts, cocoa, sacha inchi, and fresh prawn. It should be noted that the amount exported in 2011 was a 53% higher than the 2016. So it's reaching a historical record. Finally, between goods capital, transport equipment stood out with a value of 11 million, and that is 51% of the imports of this sector. Is the most dynamic activity in the sector, that is more than 55%. So in addition, South Korea was ranked in our fourth import destination of the world, while last January, the country was the third, and that percentage we can see in the image of the PPT. It represents a more than attractive market for our exportable offer, as well as a local industry. Thank you.
Okay, talking about cooperation in different fields, I'm going to talk about two aspects. First of all, politics. Since 2012, the Integral Strategic Association between Peru and Korea has allowed the development of various aspects such as investment promotion, economic cooperation, science and technology development, defense cooperation, and development cooperation. All this because Peru is one of the main cooperators with Korea around the region. The cooperation is looking to reduce problems related to the fields of education, health, water, and sanity. The three main agreements between Peru and Korea are the fight against climate change, aeronautical services, work, and holiday visas. Another aspect is the technology. Out there in 2015, Peru and Korea signed five agreements to improve various areas, but focusing on technology. Both countries are designing a technological corridor based on information and communication technologies. The president of Peru at that time, Ollanta, thanks the cooperation for the fabrication of new training aircraft. That means a big technological transfer and an improvement in our industry in that aspect. Another example of this relation happened in 2018, when the Ministry of Production of Peru and the Pipes and Startups of Korean Republic signed a 2-year cooperation agreement. That deal allowed the Peruvian businessmen to improve their productivity thanks to the establishment of a new technological exchange program.
Okay, I'm going to talk about health. The Peruvian state represented by our Ministry of Health and the regional government and the Korean International Cooperation Agency signed in 2012, and the memorandum establishing $7,500,000 and destinated to the construction and equipment of health centers in Peru. This was thanks to the health promotion program in North Lima and Callao. On the other hand, the director of Korea International Cooperation Agency, Yang Bong-sung, announced that his country will complement the ampliation of the Pachacutec Health Center and another located in the jungle area in Chanchamayo. Those centers will have the objective of promoting new programs that MINSA and DIRESA Callao have been carrying out in the community. Some projects where the Korean Republic has invested on since 1981 to 2012 are Bellavista, Peru, Korea, Callao, CS Pachacutec, Peru, Korea, Callao, CS Huánuco, Peru, Korea, CS San Juan, Peru, Peru, Korea, Iquitos, Santa Rosa, Peru, Korea Hospital, in Piura, Hospital 2 de Mayo, Intensive Treatment Center in Lima.
Nowadays, according to our research, there are about 100 Korean companies operating in Peru whose investments have come to a total of about $1.4 million. These are about 15 big Korean companies operating in Peru like Samsung, Daewoo, SK Energy, LG, and others. Brands that we all know. Talking about Peruvian companies working in Korea, we haven't found much information about it. So the next thing we are going to talk about is the current situation between the two countries. The last few months of this pandemic, it has shown that Peru and South Korea has continued their relations. It has been demonstrated with the humanitarian aid between both nations. During a phone call between Martin Vizcarra and Moon Jae-in, they agreed mutual aid and to contain the pandemic. Korea support Peru with test kits, technological equipment, medical devices, and experience, while Peru helped cooperating with the return of 200 South Koreans to their countries and giving special care to 1,300 South Koreans who are staying in Peru.